everyone. Okay, now let's see. I hope we are in horizontal and not vertical. I'm doing something different tonight. I am back in my upstairs studio, which I normally like to shoot in when I'm doing video, because then I can keep everything sort of set up and I don't have to be tripping over the lights, literally. So anyway, hello, it's Wednesday evening. I'm Lorianne Robinson, fashion consultant, and I have a great big tip for you. Say that fast 3 times. Tip for you all today. Besides, I wanted to, complain a bit more about Los Angeles weather. 90 something today, brutal. It's just brutal. Hopefully we'll get a break from it all very soon. And if you are living somewhere that the leaves are changing and it's beautiful, and I envy you. I really do. I would trade this any day. Our leaves are just not even changing yet. The trees don't even know what season it is. So hopefully that'll all get fixed very soon with Mother Nature. But I was shopping again today, and I've been shopping a lot lately. Clients have been very interested in ramping up their wardrobes and, throwing out the old, getting in the new, and just, getting a nice fresh start. Even though they can't quite wear the fall totally yet, but, it won't be long. But anyway, so I saw a lot of things out there today, because now that we have what is referred to in the trade as holiday season is in the stores, and that's usually happens in early October, mid-October, depending. So pretty much everything that's going to be there for the holidays through Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's is in the stores now. So my first thing I'd like to say, so if you are interested and you've got some things going on, I know it's a little early to be getting those invites, but if you've got some tried and true things coming up, shop early, because those sizes go out fast. So shop early, that's number 1. Number 2 is I'm seeing a lot of fabrication, which is like mesh knits, especially evening wear, that have a little bit of metallic. So it's almost like a black meshy fabric with a little bit of a metallic thread running through it. So they're dark. So I've seen them in the dark copper, the dark pewter silver, the darker gold. And let me tell you, all you need to do is have a ring on or a bracelet that snags, or a handbag that could be sequined or rhinestone. That's ruined. So another tip is I always give everything that is of that nature, of the knit type nature, that's more on the fragile side, a test before I even choose to purchase it. And what you can do is you take a ring or your bracelet that you're planning on wearing, and you don't have to do it on that garment, but on maybe something that you've got already, or that's even old, that's already kind of beat up. You kind of rub it across and see if there's drag to it. See if it catches on a fabric that is similar, maybe that you've got like an old knit, and see if it does. Because if it does catch, then that's going to be a nightmare for that dress, and you're going to end up ruining it. Let me tell you, years ago, I normally never lend out my clothes. I'm really weird about that. I never have. Even in college and high school, I just never did it. It just didn't set well with me. But I lent out an evening gown, not an evening cocktail dress, to somebody, a dear friend, and she ended up, she's had her own handbag with it, and it was a jersey knit cocktail dress. To this day, I wish I still had that sucker, because it sort of is a resurgence. It was high 80s, but let me tell you, that stuff's back. Anyway, it was a beautiful dress, and she used some kind of rhinestoney or sequin handbag, and the whole side of it was snagged and ruined of the dress. Yeah, okay, that was my first last time I ever let anybody borrow anything. I'll let people borrow my jewelry because I have quite the museum of it, but I just don't like lending out my clothes. Anyway, so if you do get one of those fateful snags in any of your knits coming up this fall season, and it doesn't have to just be a metallic knit. I just happen to have a metallic knit with me. And you can sometimes even see right then and there in the store if it's already being snagged. You know, a hanger catches on it. You can already see. If you see a group of, say, there was this really pretty knit tank that I loved in copper that I saw, and I looked at all of them, and okay, so there were this many on a sale rack in different sizes, and I looked at them all, and I knew there was something wrong with that, and every single one of them was destroyed by the threads being pulled. And I'm pretty good at fixing stuff, but they were destroyed. It looked like rings, you know, probably as people are going through it, rings with prongs, got it. So I was like, nope, I'm not gonna get that. But anyway, this is my little tool called a snag nabbit. Some of you may have heard me talk about this before. I will put a link in the comments to Amazon how you can get one. They're available if you're in a big city and you have like really, really good fabric stores, but if you don't, if you're just like with a Joann's or something like that, they don't always have it. But here it is. It comes on what you call a card. You know, these cards that, you know, you could see. It's by, this one's by, is this by Dritz? D-R-I-T-Z? I don't know if this one's by Dritz. Usually, it could be. I think it could. There's different versions of it. So what it is, I'm going to hold it up to the camera. In this plastic sleeve, there is a super, come on out. Here, it doesn't want to come out. Okay. This is nothing to fool around with, people. This is a very sharp needle, but it's got this diamond cut rough edge down here. It's not like, it doesn't have an eye in it, you know, but it's very sharp. You see it? So be very careful around kids, pets, husbands, boyfriends. Nobody wants to step on this, and you want to keep it in the sleeve at all times and somewhere safe, because this is you know, not a toy. So I have this metallic sweater here, and actually I just grabbed it out of my closet real quick because I thought for sure I must have a little snagalicious something going on. But I'm very, very careful with what jewelry I choose when I'm wearing a knit. Okay, I don't really have one, but I'm going to make one. Yes, you heard me right. I'm going to make a snag, and I'm going to make it down here on the bottom. Yep, there we go. So there we go. Actually, I don't know if you can see that, but I made a snag with the threads. Okay, so what you do when you have a snag, so actually I did it on the wrong side, duh. Okay, there I go. Okay, so it's on the right side of your fabric so that everybody can see the snag. So what you do is take Mr. Snap Dabbit, and you kind of put it right over that snag. Try to get as many of the little threads as you possibly can. Put the needle through so you have the diamond part on that end, you know, the rough edge, and pull it through. Yeah, baby. And it comes out. Here's my little snaggy bit. Comes out the other side. And then you can give it just a light little stretch and pull to make sure it's all gone. So then you just leave it on the wrong side. Now, you can not only do this with knits, you could do this with fabrics. So it works with jerseys, it works with silks. Gotta be careful with silks. If it's very fine silk, like a scarf or something, just be very, very careful with that, okay? But with knits, it just works great. Sometimes you will see, you know, you might even have a snag with a pull. You know, it doesn't always get rid of the pull. It'll get rid of that toughy little snag, but the pull sometimes you've pulled one of the threads along in the fabric. That doesn't always, you can't always do that. You could sometimes steam it or iron that out a little bit, and then just kind of like easy work it, work the fabric a little bit and see. You don't want to be rough with any of this. You've got to really be very gentle with this, and then sometimes you can work it out. I've worked it out with like silk chiffon and so forth, like with a scarf, but you can work it out, and sometimes, as I said, you can iron or give it a little bit of a steam, and that can kind of camouflage it too. Oh, please don't. Okay, I'm sorry if that popped off for a minute. My internet at night sometimes. This is a wonderful tool to have, and I always travel with mine. I never travel without it. And I put it definitely not in my carry-on, because I think TSA, depending who it is, might take it away. So put it in your luggage if you can. Or if you are going to put it in, if you just have a carry-on, really hide it, like really stick it in a shoe or something, or in between socks. I mean, really hide it so they get all freaked out because you got some needle. But don't carry it like, just drop it in your purse kind of thing. Okay, I hope that helps. So if you are planning on any kind of fabric, even the sequin fabric, anything like that, and you don't want to be all snaggy mess, or maybe you have something from last year that you want to wear again this year, a sweater, and you've got some snags. Now, it doesn't really work on what you call pilling, which are those little balls that you get on a sweater. Sometimes you get them under here or for handbag runs. I'm talking, these are actual pulls. Those are pilling, which you just usually can take a sweater comb to and get those off, those little pills. The snag nabbit won't work on that. Those needs to just get shaved off. These are for definite pulls and picks through your garments. Okay? Alrighty, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will talk to you again very soon. And again, I hope this was in the right position, but when I check back, I will see what happened. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.